So guys, new day, new opportunities. We're at it with the front rim today. And the procedure is more or less exactly the same. So you need to apply heat to this side, remove the dust cap, and then push the rod inside here to the side and knock out the bearing on the opposite side, and then repeat it. So we start by applying heat here just to get rid of the dust cap. I'll do that and get back to you. So what you need to remove this is put a cloth underneath so you don't damage this ring, and a flathead screwdriver, and then press it upward and move it around. I'll need both my hands for this as usual, and then it will pop out. So the dust cap is out. It's dirty inside here, so I'll just clean this up with a cloth, because when we knock this out, you don't want any tiny stones or debris damaging your rim. So just give it a good clean, and then you'll probably need to reheat this area, and I do this for a couple of minutes depending on your heat source. When you heat this area up, then we're gonna twist this around and start knocking out this bearing from the other side. So I'll heat this up and get back to you. So we are twisted the rim around, and if you can't move this rod inside, you can use a screwdriver just to press it to the side. And then as you can see inside there, you can see the edge of the bearing on the other side. Put your screwdriver there, give it a couple of good hits, and then try the other side and all four corners. I'll do that, and hopefully next time we are back, the bearing is out. So guys, the bearing is out, and as you can see, the rod inside is loose as well. So if we just lift up this rim, you can see what was inside it, and here's the big hole. So I need to clean this guy up and then remove the other bearing. So we need to heat this side up, remove the dust cap, heat it up, twist the rim around, and start knocking it out, the bearing from this side. The bearing is visual, as you can see here. So I'll do that and get back to you. Guys, we're here heating this side up, and just to show you, you need to go around slow pace for a good 2-3 minutes, depending on your heat source. It needs to be hot, but not point heated like this. Don't get stuck here like this. Just keep moving for a couple of minutes. So I'll continue, and then we will remove the dust cap from this. So guys, it's time to insert the new bearing, and these are the ones that I've got. There's the serial number, and it's FAG. I think it's German. And this is the bearing. So I applied a little bit of fat around the bearing on the outside. So we will drop it in there. So we need to reheat this area again for a couple of minutes. And what you could do is, as I mentioned earlier, use the old bearing to knock this one down. There is a trouble with this, which is this will sit deeper in. So you will end up knocking the old one back in, and then you have to remove it. So the best way to do this is to find a socket that will fit the outer ring of the bearing, and use that to knock it in. So I start by heating this area up. So guys, I heated this area up, and let me get the correct socket for this. That's not it. And this is it. So when you start knocking this down, you'll get different sounds. So when you reach the bottom, you will get a high pitch sound, so you know that you're right where you need to be. There you go. This means that you're at the bottom. So this side is in. We need to get the dust cap in. I'll do that and get back to you. So before I put the dust cap in, I usually pack this with some grease, and this is just to keep the dirt from getting inside. And of course, because it's hot, this grease will melt. So let's get it in there. And then we need to get the dust cap, and you can press it down as much as you can with your fingers, and then use a plastic hammer to hit it down. You probably need both your hands to press with one finger on the other edge, and then hit it down with the hammer on the other edge. I'll do that. So heating up this side of the rim, and the more you heat this guy up, the easier it is to get in the bearing, but there's a limit, of course. You don't want to damage the paint, or so a good couple of minutes. It should be as hot that you cannot touch it. You'll burn your fingers. So, and there's another trick to it. If you want to have an easier ride, you can put your new bearings in the freezer one night before, so they are extremely cold and this area extremely hot. So I heat it up for 4 minutes, and then we'll just insert the bearing as straight as we can and start knocking it down. I'll do that and get back to you. So guys, the bearing is down, and then this distance in between, or the rod, you have to align. As you can see on the other side, I can see barely the edge of the bearing. What you need to do is take a screwdriver and push this rod or distance to the side until you can easily insert your axle, front axle. So I have to twist this rim around and move that from the other side. Next up here is packing this guy with some fat on the inside and putting on the dust cap, and you can insert that like the other one. So let me get the dust cap. So straight in and press it down with your fingers. It was hot enough to be inserted without hitting it with a plastic hammer. So I need to wipe out the excess fat. And there you go. That's how you change the bearings on your front wheel for BMW S1000RR K67. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helps you. Ride safe but fast. See you in next video.